In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to speedrun to your very first $1,000 with copywriting. Now, the great thing about reaching $1,000 with copywriting is that it is extremely simple. You do not have to be a great copywriter. In fact, I suggest that people learn copywriting for maybe 3 days max, and then they start outreaching to clients, because the great thing with copywriting is that you can learn while you earn. You do not have to be some master copywriter with years of experience in order to make your first $1,000. Now, in this video you're watching right now, I'm going to give you a practical step-by-step guide on how to make your first $1,000 with copywriting. But at the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you the exact system that I have used to help dozens and even hundreds of copywriters get their first $1,000 with copywriting. And it is called the free 14-day copywriting clients challenge. Now look, right before we get into this guide, I first want to stress how important it is to actually set your targets on $1,000 if you haven't made any money with copywriting yet. See, the great thing about $1,000 is that it is such an easy and attainable goal. And let me give you a little mindset shift for you guys really quickly. Business owners do not care about $1,000. To a business owner, $1,000 is probably like 10 or 20 bucks to the average person. And with all honesty, it shouldn't take you longer than a couple weeks in order to reach your first grand. And once you get that first grand, you know it will be possible to hit 5K a month, 10K a month, so on and so forth. So without any further ado, man, let's get right into it. So look, there are really 4 main principles that I want you to instill into your outreach or into your copywriting journey in order to actually get your first $1,000 as fast as possible. And the first one is you want to be going for smaller businesses only. Guys, look, you might get lucky. You might be able to try to knock it out of the park on every single swing, and you might get lucky and get a client that's going to pay you $3,000, $5,000, and they're super popular. But the chances of that happening, especially when you have zero experience and not that much scale, is not really that high, because why wouldn't they just hire somebody else? You see, the big thing you want to try to do is find some small business owner that you can actually help that needs a copywriter right now and doesn't need somebody who's super highly skilled and doesn't want to break the bank. And I'll tell you a story on exactly how this works. See, when I was first starting out my own business on copywriting coaching, I wanted to make a Discord server, but I had no idea what to do with Discord. I had never even really used Discord much in the past. Now we have a Discord server with over 50,000 people on it, but I didn't even make it. In fact, I paid a dude over $1,000 to make it. So that just goes to show what business owners are willing to pay for what they just don't know or don't want to deal with in the first place. And this is essentially the philosophy that I want you to adopt. The thing with small business owners and why they're so great and why it's so easy to get $1,000 from a smaller business owner is because they're just starting out and there's a whole bunch of stuff they don't have time for, they don't want to deal with, and they don't know how to optimize themselves. So if you can come along as even a beginner copywriter and come along with just a small enough project that's just worth $1,000, that's an easy way that you could actually get $1,000. You're essentially just one outreach away from getting there. Okay, so you know who to outreach to, but how exactly should you outreach? As in, what are the best principles that you can adopt in order to sprint or speed run to your first 1K? Well, the first and foremost one that I want to give you guys is to apply massive force. The fact of the matter is you're gonna have to outwork your problems in the beginning rather than outthink your problems. And the thing is that scaling to your first 1K is much different than scaling to 10K a month or more. One of the biggest problems that I see beginner copywriters have is that they think that the reason they don't have a client yet, or they haven't hit 1K yet, is because there's something that they don't know. There's a secret, there's an outreach system, there's an outreach method. But the fact of the matter is, it's not that at all. You probably just haven't done enough reps. So if the answer is so simple, just do more outreaches, then why don't more people do that? Well, the biggest thing is procrastination due to fear of rejection. Look, man, I hated getting rejected by copywriting clients, because you know that old meme where it's like, oh bro, just go up and talk to her. The worst thing she can say is no. And then you go up and ask a girl out and she's like, ew. You know, that is by, like, sometimes clients or potential clients or prospects are going to do that. And that's what you're scared of. That's what so many people are scared of. And that's what holds them back to just taking action. But they will reject you and it will hurt your feelings, but it's not going to kill you. Okay, that's the number one thing to remember. It's not going to kill you. You got to take it on the chin and move on to the next one. And now the third principle that I want you guys to adopt is to use the lower leverage outreach techniques. Now, look, there are no shortage of outreach methods, especially on my own channel. I mean, I have 2-hour free outreach courses and 1-hour free outreach courses, and I have a whole bunch of videos literally showing you step by step how I get clients and how I'm outreaching to clients literally live in front of your face. So there's no mystery behind it, okay? Getting clients is simply right here on the Tyson 4D YouTube channel, but not all outreaches are made equally. Let me ask you a question, okay? This question is going to really shed some light on the topic that I'm talking about right now. Which vehicle is the best? What is the best vehicle of all time? See, some people might be saying, oh, a Lamborghini Aventador or a Ferrari F8, or maybe it is a McLaren 720S. Well, see, the fact of the matter is that it really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to move lumber from point A to B, it's going to be pretty useless to have a Lamborghini Aventador. But if you're trying to do a street race, it's going to be pretty useless to have a Ford F-150. So which one is the best? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. And the same goes with outreaches, okay? There are lots of outreach systems and outreach methods that require a lot of work and require a lot of skill, and they require a lot of experience. The more experience you have, the better they're going to work. You don't want to focus on those outreaches in particular. And again, that's why the free 15-day client challenge is so important and why it's been able to make so many copywriters their very first $1,000. Don't worry again, because I'm going to give you that full video and the details on how to get it at the end of this video. But the main point to take away here is that you want to outreach to more people rather than just trying to hyper-focus on the best potential clients. And again, the reason you want to do this is because you don't want to be spending too much time on one potential client that probably isn't even going to give you a deal anyways. Your number one goal is to look for people who are already in that maybe stage. Well, maybe I could use somebody on my team. My team is expanding right now. We are growing. We do need emails. We do need pages, those sorts of people. And now the last but certainly not least point that you need to remember when you're speedrunning to your first $1,000 with copywriting is to try to block out the 10K a month strategies. And it probably isn't for the reason that you think. You see, the big thing that holds people back with procrastination, like I said, the first one is rejection, but the second one is just doing busy work. Everybody knows that in order to reach 10K a month, you're probably going to want some sort of public profile. You're going to want a portfolio. You're going to want to work on all these things that build your leverage. But as a beginner, those are not the things that you want to focus on. And I am extremely guilty of this, and you might be as well. See, when I was first starting out my copywriting journey, I would think all these things like, hey, maybe I don't have any copywriting clients yet because I don't have a website. So what I did is I set up a Squarespace. I did all this graphic design. I created a logo. I did all of these things that are not going to get me a copywriting client. Would they maybe help me in the future? Sure, they might make a 3% or 4% difference. They might give me a tinier chance of actually getting a copywriting client. But what would be a better use of your time? Setting up this complicated website, or would it just to be doing more outreach? Exactly. And I mean, you're going to want to have, if you're doing Instagram outreach, you're going to want to have an Instagram profile already built up. But man, it only takes you what? 3 hours maximum to build a profile. You put up 9 pictures on there. Maybe you put up 3 pictures, put up 2 reels, you put up 4 infographics. Boom. There's your 9 photos right there. And I'll just leave you with this, okay? The key to progress is simply imperfect action. If you are willing to actually take imperfect action, then you are going to start to get better, and the chances of you hitting 1K with copywriting are going to greatly increase. And now you probably still have a couple questions like, Tyson, what actual legitimate outreach methods am I supposed to use? Where do I find copywriting clients? What do I say to them? How do I follow up? What do I say on a sales call? And how do I actually give them the deliverables? Well, all of that and more is answered in the free 15-day first client challenge. You can get that and all the resources down below in the description in the free copy starter kit. I'll also put a couple playlists on screen now that you can watch after this video. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. And of course, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.